Hey everyone, Jen here with Pivotal Defense,
Clayton with Pivotal Defense.
and we're here with Kevin Dixie. We just ran a red dot class, pistol red dot class on Friday, and Evolve 2 rifle class. And I just wanted to ask Kevin Dixie a few questions about training and how important it is, and kind of put a run through it and explain to people what they need, what is required for a class, and kind of what someone experiences during a class.
Okay. Which one you want to start with?
What is a requirement for just a Evolve 1 class?
So for an Evolve 1 class, first of all, thank you guys for having me out again. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it. And hello there, YouTube world. So for an Evolve 1 class, here's what I need. Mindset. That is it. You got to have a mindset to want to do it. I will give you a list of very minimum gear you need. You just need a holster, what we consider to be a reliable handgun, and a proper amount of magazines. The double stack, we normally say 3. If you have a single stack, 5 to 6. And ultimately come with the right mindset, but we can transfer information to you that'll make you better with the platform. So for level 1, it's very easy. Now, that's not to be confused with, it is only for beginners. It is a class that is going to build and help you evolve in your fundamentals. It's going to help you evolve as a performer with that gun. It's going to help evolve your mindset. And we can all use evolution in a continuous way to grow. So it is not to be confused with an entry-level class. Also not to be confused with saying that beginners can't take it. You know, that might twist some people up there, but I don't believe in isolating people just because of their experience. As we evolve and go further, level 2 stuff, then we start having that isolation. But if anyone tells me that they can't learn from something that's to be considered a level 1, just because a new person might take it, I'm going to say that person truly doesn't understand the importance of education and how knowledge transfer works.
That's excellent.
Awesome.
Do you have a question?
No, go ahead with the next one.
Okay, so what would someone who has never taken a class before, your class,
Mhm.
what would the drills, what would they go through, what would be their experience?
Oh, after they leave?
What would they go through a class? What can they expect?
Well, what you can expect is what you don't expect. So when people start looking at training, a lot of times, and this is not a knock against anybody, I'm just speaking to what the general public sees. It's all about what we consider running and gunning, I guess, and some people call it high speed, low drag, and it's, you know, all about pushing the limits, getting your heart rate up, shooting guns and things like that. And although that does serve a purpose in what we do, I am not a person that believes in that. I will have you tired just because I made you think for 5 minutes. And it's not because, oh, I'm some kind of great therapist or anything like that, but we have to remember when we are performing, because make no doubt about it, if you ever have to use a gun in self-defense, there's a sport concept to what we do and all the fun stuff, absolutely. But if you ever have to use a gun in self-defense, remember, you are in a deadly dance. And you got to be able to perform. So you're going to experience thought processes. So yeah, we'll go over the fundamentals. And there are different ways to teach fundamentals. And I hope that my way of teaching you the fundamentals work. And then we're going to start pushing the limits of what you can do as a performer with that gun. That could be various things. I don't want to give my secret sauce. That could be various things. Just know that it is not going to be what you expect, because if you expect to stand at the 3-yard line and do this and slow trigger press and, you know, ride the wall of the trigger the entire class and have perfect sight alignment and pow, and you're going to shoot 50 rounds and leave and saying, yay, I took a gun class, I'm probably not going to fit what you expect. We're going to get busy, we're going to work minds, we're going to work bodies, but more importantly, we're going to focus on the evolution and knowledge transfer to that student. So I'm trying to answer your question without giving away my secret sauce. Just know, when you show up, what you expect is not what you expect, but I promise you, you will leave happier with what you got versus what you expect.
Thank you for that. I know that whenever you come up and Clayton and I take your pistol and rifle classes, we're always learning something new. It's always different every time. We bring our friends in, we bring in new people. They've had a great experience with Kevin Dixie, and I would love to have more people have this experience and learn more, because you never know if you might need it one day and you're not prepared.
So I do have one question.
Sure.
So a lot of people say, you know, hey, I just got my permit to carry, right?
Okay.
What would you say to those people who think that, this is good enough, I can go in the world? I took a permit to carry class, I'm good to go.
You lost the fight before you even start. And because, yes, we have plenty of studies where we can show that individuals that didn't have formal training with a firearm want to fight. We can absolutely show that. Here's the problem. That's not your story.
Nope.
So you've lost a fight before you get into it. Concealed carry classes, and we can argue the political stance, whether we think they should exist or not.
Right.
But if you have somebody that cares just even a little bit about what they are giving you since you are in the class, then sure, they come with a ton of benefits, man. A ton of benefits. You know, you're going to learn the laws, which is very important. You're going to learn some information where you can and can't carry, some of the gray areas in your state. You're going to understand, you know, all kind of nuanced things that are going to help you in your particular area at home. And you get reciprocity in many cases, so now you can travel and then you can learn about that stuff. So yes, if, you know, take it, all right? Take it, because you're going to learn some things. Here's what you're not going to learn. They do not teach you how to survive. That is not about performing the sport or fighting with the firearm. That is about just making sure you understand more of the legality around owning the gun. And that is where you start. That is saying, hey, I know I can leave, and I know not how to go to prison when I'm moving around with the firearm. I know how not to get fined when I'm moving around with the firearm, but it does not teach you how to use the gun. I'm sorry, guys, if you believe that going to a range, shooting 20 rounds at 10 yards at a B-27 target, which is the big old silhouette targets, and just making contact on a target somewhere, is you shooting a firearm, you haven't been in a gunfight. Just haven't, because that's just not what it is. And I'm not saying that every time you pick up a gun, you should think about being in a gunfight. But every time you pick up your gun, you should remember somebody else has a gun that might involve you or might invite you to a gunfight. Right? So, concealed carry, great. You know, I recommend that people come to you guys' class because you actually care about the knowledge transfer. That is great. Just remember, that's more legality, keeping you out of trouble, even though you're not in trouble. But you need to get out. You need to learn how to run that gun. Here's the deal. Because an individual has a driver's license, can they actually operate a vehicle in a safe and efficient manner? Then your concealed carry permit doesn't give you this automatic grand skill set that's going to protect you. And honestly, guys, and this goes out to the public, and I don't mean this to be harsh or brash. Yeah, dude, you're a liability. You're a liability to yourself, and you're also a liability to your community members. And what I mean by that is, if I am encountering you, you know, even once every other month, we're somewhat in the same community, right? And so if you unfortunately have to deploy that gun in self-defense, and I'm in the same parking lot with my family, I want to know you know what you're doing, right? I'm okay with you saving your life, but I want to know that my family's not going to lose their lives while you're in the process of trying to save yours because you were too good to go take a level 1 class, right. Something outside of so since you don't have the time to invest in your training and invest in your mindset and condition yourself to be ready for what may occur, me and my family have to pay the consequence for that. So instead of you taking 8, 16, 24 hours over the course of a year, getting better at what you do, now I have to spend 8, 16, 24 hours burying my child because you wanted to be irresponsible. So I do take that to heart. Now, I do mean that in a very harsh way. So please, don't put your community members at risk. Don't be a liability, and don't put yourself at risk. You bought a gun. Awesome. We applaud you. I love you. Congratulations. You went and got your concealed carry permit. Awesome. Good on you. You need to know that information. You need to get with individuals that teach that and get what you can from that class. And yeah, you will learn how to load a gun and things like that. Awesome. Great. Good to go. And then I need you to continue your education because you are a risk to individuals if you are untrained and uneducated about that firearm. So sorry to go off on a tangent there, but yeah,
Nope.
They need to continue.
Nope.
Everybody
Appreciate
does.
Appreciate it. So
Well,
thanks again. Appreciate you every time you come out here and every time we're with you, man. Really do.
Oh,
Every
I appreciate
time.
you guys.
Thank you for a great weekend.
I'm glad you
Absolutely.
guys had a good time.